What's up? It's your girl Kia, and I'm back with another video. Again, as usual, it's been a while since I've done a video, but something came up that I really wanted to do a really good commentary on, since it's something that I have firsthand experience on. A couple things in this I have firsthand experience on, so I wanted to do a video. Also, as you can see, new background. We moved into a new home. You might have seen my other video about buying a house. Make sure you check it out. It's got some good tips in there, and just my horrific experience with buying a home. Okay, so last night on Harris Faulkner's show. Harris Faulkner is the very beautiful female news anchor on Fox News. She had two gentlemen on. One of the guys' names is Michael Knowles, who is a conservative pundit and one of their personalities. He came on there with another gentleman, and that guy's name is Christopher Hand, who is a liberal commentator. Of course, they always have complete polar opposites on the show because that just makes it for great entertainment. So they were talking about climate change, and during the conversation, Michael Knowles made it very clear that he doesn't believe climate change is real. He believes that if climate change was real, that it would be led by scientists and not a mentally ill Swedish girl. The girl he's talking about is Greta Thunburg, who is autistic, but I think she has Asperger's. She's Asperger's syndrome, and she's 16 years old. Asperger's syndrome isn't classified as a mental disability. It is, but it isn't. It basically means that in different situations, the person doesn't know how to relate to other things. They might be awkward around people. They might be awkward in different spaces based on the space. They may not like closed spaces. It's not so much to me, it's not so much a mental disability as it is a personality issue or personality disorder. I don't even want to call it disorder, but it's not like they cannot function, because there are a lot of people who have Asperger's syndrome who are high functioning. There have been models who have Asperger's syndrome. Like it's not as if she has Down syndrome or something like that. But I'm going to go into all of that. So he made that comment, and he went on to say a couple other things, basically that, it's just the left using her and her parents throwing her out there, which I will make my commentary about that in a second. But basically saying that, we don't need to be listening to her because she's a mentally ill child. At this point, host Harris Faulkner should have said something, or at least been shocked or aghast, and she really wasn't. She kind of just sat there. But then when the other commentary, whose name I think I just said it, Christopher Hahn, was like, "Have you lost your mind? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you attacking a child?" Because technically he is. He was attacking a child. There was no reason. You may disagree with her ideology, but you can't call her mentally ill when she's not. That's disrespectful, and it's definitely disrespectful for an adult to do it to a child. And he called him skinny boy, and Harris was now shocked that he said that, and it got a little unnecessarily aggressive. But I got what Christopher Hahn was trying to do. He was trying to basically say that you're being a jerk for no reason to a 16-year-old girl. You are literally picking on a child. So let's take a step back. Calling someone mentally ill. So as you all know on this channel, I have a special needs child. My child has mosaic syndrome, which is akin to Down syndrome. So he is extremely high functioning, but it takes longer for him to learn certain things. My child is now learning to read, which is great. His writing is getting better, not the best, but he's now progressing where he should be. So instead of him being 14, his real age, he's probably around 7 or 8 when it comes to learning stuff. When it comes to actual life skills, as far as being able to take care of himself, taking care of the dog, doing his chores, everything, he is a 14-year-old, hands down. Attitude, don't want to talk to you, I don't want to be around you, you're my mom, you're weird, like all that is completely normal. But mentally, he is, learning wise, he is slower than the other kids in his class. So he gets classified as special needs, and that he has a learning disability. There are some kids in his class who are higher functioning than him. There's another kid in his class who is autistic, who is leaps and bounds ahead of the kids, but because they all get classified together, he's in that class. I don't think he needs to be. There are no mentally ill people in my child's school, or mentally disabled kids in the school, because they can't be in the school. I feel like mentally ill people are people who are serial killers and murderers. Those are people who are mentally ill. That means that you have the brain capacity, but your mind is sick and does sick activities. Mentally disabled, to me, means that your mind has not fully developed to the way that it needs to. So they may be bedbound, non-vocal, They need 24/7 care is what I call mentally disabled. Mentally handicapped people, to me, again, I'm going off what I've seen from the experience of being in this community. Mentally handicapped people can function. It's just they need care and help to function. They can go out in the world, they can interact with people. It's just harder for them to do so. They won't be able to move out of their homes. They might not be able to read and write, or they do, it's harder. They might not be able to speak. It might not be able to come out clearly. That's a mentally disabled person. So special needs, like my child. My child is special needs, meaning like a Down syndrome child is special needs. They're not stupid. They're not crazy. It just takes them longer to get certain things and grasp certain things. So that's why they have specialists and parents who are there to help them, to, you know, help with their special need, whatever that may be. There's a kid in his class who is autistic, like I said, another kid in his class who's special needs because he has auditory issues. So when things are too loud, it sends him into a complete panic. There's another kid in the class who is, I won't say the kid's name because they're so adorable. Another kid in this class, a little girl who is my son's best friend who is Down syndrome, and another kid who's non-vocal and speaks Portuguese, and nobody speaks Portuguese, so that's a whole other issue. So those kids are special needs. And then there's kids with learning disabilities. So those are the levels. Greta has Asperger's, which is very, very high functioning. She can form opinions. She can, you know, speak for herself, read and write, do whatever she wants. She's just awkward in public situations. There was a situation where she was in the same room with President Trump, and she kind of, you know, looked like she tensed up a little bit, not because she didn't like him. I don't think that at all. I think it's just because of her Asperger's, like, okay, you're in my space. I don't know what you're going to do. You're making me nervous. You're making me uncomfortable. But I don't think it was a Trump thing. So let me bring up point number 2. As a parent of a special needs child, it pisses me off when people have low expectations for kids with special needs. And I'm not going to cry because this is something that it just annoys me. And it's annoyed me since I've been working with special needs kids since I was a teenager. They're regular people. They can do a lot if they're given the right tools to do so. You know, you can't just say, and a lot of cultures do this. If they find out a child is what how I like to call slow, that kid ends up locked up behind closed doors, not to be seen. They basically baby that child its entire life until it's a grown adult, and they never get to do anything outside of maybe as an adult they might end up cleaning houses. Because I know a couple of special needs adults whose families just ship them off to other family members so that the other family member could use them as a maid, and that's weird to me. And I don't want that for any, you know, special needs child, especially not mine. I have goals for my kid. And that is the goal, that eventually by the time he's 25, that he'll be able to move out of our home and move into a group home with other men and maybe have a small job, have some independence, of course, be able to come home whenever he wants to, but have some independence. And I don't like it when we just say, you know, basically what the guy is saying on Fox News, to bring it back to that, it's that she's mentally ill, therefore she can't have a voice. She's mentally ill, no one should listen to her. It wasn't the real reason she's 16. And why is a 16-year-old leaving this movement, whatever, but it was that a mentally ill child, so why should we listen to her? And that's so disrespectful. Not that he's calling her mentally ill, but basically saying that mentally handicapped, special needs adults with learning disabilities just aren't people and can't have opinions and form different ideas and be a part of society. And that's what to me made him a piece of trash. And my last point on this is my most frustrating point. Kids should not be involved in politics. I'm sorry. I get it that Greta has a voice, but I don't think that's Greta's voice. I think it's great what she's trying to do, but I don't think that's Greta's voice. She's 16 years old. So she at 16 years old has been able to form an entire opinion about climate change? No. I believe this is her parents' voice. She is believing what her parents believe in. This is her parents' ideology, and she is reflecting back what they're saying to her, and she is latched onto their beliefs. And I don't like that for any kid. That's why I hate seeing kids at political rallies. It's always like, start them young. Yes, start them young in student government at their middle school or elementary school. Teach them how to run for their class president. Then as they get older into high school and they're running for bigger things and running on platforms and then into college and now they're really forming their political opinion, that makes sense. Starting them early doesn't mean saying, oh, my kid's a Republican. Your kid has no idea what that means. Oh, my kid's a Trump supporter. No, your kid just likes wearing a red hat. Oh, my kid she's with her wearing her Hillary shirt. She probably just wore it because Beyonce had it on. Like, these kids don't know any better. They're going off their parents' ideas. And so to throw Greta out there as this activist for climate change, I do agree that it's a little stupid because she is only 16. Could she have an opinion about it? Yes. Is it fully formed to become an activist and speak in front of the UN? Probably not. But again, this I feel like is a poor parenting decision. But again, if Michael from the Daily Wire, Michael Knowles has an issue with that, then go after that. Don't call her mentally ill, because that's not the real main issue that I think you have, that I feel like a lot of us have. Because again, I'm a Republican, I get it. I get what he's trying to say, that she's 16. You haven't even gone through enough to be a political activist. You haven't gone through different things to have a fully formed opinion outside of what your parents have given you. That is a good argument that he could have gone with and would have been fine. But calling her mentally ill is where he messed up. And of course, Fox News put out a statement saying that he's no longer going to be invited to the show, which he shouldn't be, and that they don't agree with what he said. I don't know if Harris Faulkner has come out and said anything. I hope she does. And then to round out this conversation, of course, Laura Ingraham has come out and said that she feels like it's children of the climate change, comparing it to children of the corn. Laura Ingraham will be a whole other video, but I feel like this woman is hell bent on just running to be the worst human being ever existed. There's no redeeming qualities about Laura Ingraham anymore. Not at all. She's just this angry, evil white woman who just wants anybody who's not the perfect specimen of a white person should just not exist anymore. That's how she acts. That may not be her real opinion, but that's how it comes off. And I feel sorry for her, because this is not the line you need to be on, Laura. And she's not going to listen to me, but I'm just saying it's a very sad situation. So again, to all the special needs parents out there who have goals for their kids, shout out to you. To Greta, I don't even know what to say. Climate change is real, and I'm saying that, but we need to have it be led by scientists, maybe not a 16-year-old girl. But that's my opinion. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let's get the conversation started. Like and subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Twitter at Kia Shakur. You can find me on Instagram, which is not political at all, at I am Kia Giovanni. And please stop finding me on Facebook and leaving me nasty messages about not recording videos anymore. This is what I do. All right. Have a great day. Bye.